Are you in a relationship? You're looking at your man, but he's doing something like he's going to kill you one day. Maybe he has not started beating you, but get the way in eye they look. Maybe he looks like a drunkard. Maybe, right? You're basically wondering. You get the way maybe they threaten you sometimes. Say, are you mad? And all of those things. You're seeing small sign, but you're not sure. You're not sure. Did this guy beat me or not? I'm here to help you. So let's just say I'm your savior for today. I will be guiding you through ways you can know if you can feel safe and secure, physically, against domestic abuse. Like, is he going to abuse you, or is he going to protect you from everyone and even himself? Stay with me for the next couple of minutes. Hello, my name is Victor Akan, and I would like to welcome you to yet again another episode of my Breath of Hope podcast. Now, in this episode, as I stated earlier, I'll be talking you through the ways you can know if your man is going to ever hurt you or touch you. Now, of course, I must put a caveat that he exhibits this does not 100% guarantee that he's going to beat you, but you should be on the lookout, however. And you must be sure if these are really red flags, so you must be sure, very sure before you take that decision, make that decision to settle down with this person. Now, what are some of the signs? Number one, he's very possessive. Now, what this looks like is, where are you going to every single time? Who are you with? Why are you talking to that person so much on the phone? Why are you dressing this way? Why are you trying to seduce? There is a level of possessiveness that someone can showcase that it now turns to obsession. That is, it's like he wants you just for himself. So he's trying to limit, your time with people at work, time with your friends, time with maybe your family members, time with everybody. Like, he's always scared that if she leaves my side now, like something will happen. And after a while, that is, if you give in to what he wants, you realize that you become isolated. In an isolated manner, you are in, first of all, a very helpless and vulnerable manner. Now, what this means is that if he decides to slap you, there's nobody that you can call to for help because he has isolated you. You can't basically cry out for help. So, is he possessive to that extent? If he is, then take it as a red flag. Secondly, when he starts getting angry, is the wall his next victim? His TV in the parlor, does he change it every week because he's always breaking it? Check all these things. Check it. If he attempts to destroy objects when he's angry, it might just be that one day he will obtain a degree and graduate to your face. If that is the case, curb it now. This is on a scale of red flags. This is the reddest of them all. When he's breaking things, when he's physically violent towards objects, every time, every single time, if I even once or twice, if you notice that it's becoming like, you're noticing a pattern, check it. In fact, if he does it a couple of times, you have to check it. Third sign, he threatens to beat you. You guys are arguing, and you say something to provoke him. And he said, I will slap you. Check it. Is a red flag. A man who continually promises to do something will eventually do it. There are two types of people within the context of what I'm explaining. There are people who cannot fathom the possibility of a thing. When someone cannot fathom the possibility of a thing, then the chances of them doing it is extremely low. However, when somebody keeps saying a thing, before you have said you must have been thinking about it. Maybe the first day you thought about it, you didn't say it. Second day, you does it, okay. Third day, you now say it, I will slap you. Fourth day, you are saying the same thing. It starts from thoughts, then words, then the actual action. So it's a process. He has got halfway, run away before he fulfills his promise to you. Fourth one, you are the ice in his tea, you are the milk in his golden morn, you are everything to him, but everybody else in his life is a pain in his foot that he cannot get rid of. He threatens to beat other people up. He probably slaps one or two people, maybe his security guard. He basically doesn't have a good history of relationship with other people. And sometimes he may resort to violence. Now, on the first level, not having a good history of relationship with other people shows that they cannot all be the problem, he's the problem. So there's a first layer of sign. Second layer of sign is that in his easy irritation towards other people, he can proceed to maybe slap his maid or maybe slap his gate man, maybe slap, or you get what I mean. He shows tendencies of violence towards some people. That's a bigger level of red flag. One day, when you stop being the sugar in his tea, you also start being a pain in his foot. And what that means is that a slap is waiting for you. Run if he shows any sign of that. The final thing I'm going to say, which is the fifth sign, he easily blames you for everything in his life. Now, not everyone that does this has a tendency to beat somebody, but people who do it, people who beat people, definitely have a great tendency to blame people. You get the point? So, the way it works is this. A lot of times when a man is a serial abuser, in order to not make himself look like the bad guy, he has to convince you that you must have done something wrong that made him beat you. Okay? So, that's a character trait that means pushing blame to other people. And if that's how we act, then you should know that you're in it for it. So you have to watch out for that sign. Okay? Now, these are some of the signs that you should watch out for. And please, it's okay if, like the part whereby he tries to blame you, just be on the lookout. But there are other signs, So let's say, for example, he threatens to beat you, he punches the wall, he likes to isolate you. Let's say he meets one, like 2 or 3 of these signs I've mentioned. Then the probability that he's going to slap you one day, that's if he has not even started, I don't even know. The probability that he's going to do that is very high. So learn to protect yourself, learn to run away, learn to prioritize yourself, learn to love yourself enough to walk away before you enter a loveless marriage where you become the object of a boxer's training. Don't be a punching bag, that's what I'm trying to say. So protect yourself and your generation and get out of there while it's still early. If you have a friend that you think the man is likely to beat her, you're just looking at the thing, just find style. I know you're smart. Just find style and just share this video to her. So it will help her too. I beg. Thank you so much for your time, guys. See you next week. Bye.